Do you have a Mercury SmartCraft gauge that the LCD display stopped working? Well, I have the same problem, and it's aggravating to not be able to see all the information you need. The LCD display shows a lot of digital information that the analog gauges don't. So I went a couple seasons without it working, and because really the gauge itself is fairly expensive. You know, from what I've seen, $500 to $800 for the gauge, and so I just kind of dealt with it. But then I got to do a little bit of research, and come to find out you can replace the LCD display in the gauge, and it's a fairly simple job. So if this has happened to you and you're needing to fix yours, I'll show you how I did mine. So mine is a C-ray, and so the SmartCraft gauges face on it for different boat manufacturers, but basically you'll know that it's the LC1000 with the bezel like this and the 3 buttons on the bottom. So you can actually buy the LCD displays. The one I just bought was $20 on eBay, so it's fairly inexpensive. So I thought, hey, it's worth giving it a shot. So pretty much you've got to pull the dash out, and depending on your style of boat, it's hard to say exactly what that's going to take. This one, it's just got screws, and I've already removed these screws. And to get the instrument cluster out, a little hard to do this with one hand, but I'm going to give it a shot here. Just pull the whole panel out, and when you get it out, you'll be able to see the wiring harnesses and everything on the back of the instrument cluster. So the particular gauge we got to pull out is this one. It has the biggest wiring harness going to it. In order to remove that wiring harness, there's a button on the bottom of the plug. It's right there. Just push it in and pull the harness out. So then it's fairly simple. Right here on the back, just screw this plastic piece off, and then the gauge will pretty much just come right out. And that's all there is to it, getting it out. It takes a very small Torx bit, or some people call them star bits, in order to get the back of the gauge off. It's extremely small. I've got an electronics toolkit that happen to have a bit in it like that, so it may not be a common screwdriver that you have laying around. There's 3 screws in the back of the gauge, and once you get those removed, you can begin taking the gauge apart. Once the screws are out, you can remove the back of the gauge. And the bezel, it just pops off. You just kind of work it back and forth and it'll come off. The next, removing the lens, that's a little tricky. You take a very small screwdriver and work your way around the edges. It has little slots with little like tabs on it that you have to work the lens out of. So you just keep working it and be patient with it. Just work it all the way around, and eventually the lens will pop out. Once the lens is removed, the next step is to remove the needle. The needle's on there really well. It's hard to pull off, so it takes quite a bit of force, but just kind of wiggle and pull and it'll come off. Now the face needs to be removed. It's a thin piece of plastic with the numbers printed on it. Use a small precision flathead screwdriver to work that plastic face up. It has adhesive on the back of it, but if you're just kind of careful with it, it'll pop right off. Turn the gauge over and remove the 3 screws holding in the printed circuit board. The LCD display connects to the printed circuit board by a flat ribbon cable. That cable runs up through the printed circuit board and goes into a connector. The cable's held in the connector by 2 little small clips on each end of the connector. In order to remove that cable, you have to take a very small precision screwdriver and flip the little levers on each side of the cable back. Disengage the 2 hold down clips at each end of the connector that holds the flat ribbon cable in place. Now you can gently remove the ribbon cable from the connector. The white piece of paper that fell out goes under the LCD display for installation. It just fell out while I was moving the gauge around. Once the ribbon cable is disconnected, you can remove the circuit board. Once the circuit board's out, you can see how the ribbon cable runs through the housing through a slot. You can remove the LCD display now by gently pulling on it and letting the ribbon cable move up through the housing. You'll see there's going to be 3 clear plastic extensions that will fall out, and those extensions go to the buttons and will have to be replaced once we start reassembling the gauge. The display came packaged in a bubble wrap envelope. Run the ribbon cable of the new LCD display down through the slot in the housing. There's a protective film on the back of the display that needs to be removed. Once that film's removed, you can place the white piece of paper down in the housing in between it and the display. The display fits snugly down into the housing. It's a little hard to get it to fit, just have to keep working with it. And there's 2 little clips that on each of the top corners of the LCD display that you have to use a little screwdriver to make sure those are snapped into place. Turn the housing over and reinstall the clear plastic button extensions. These are the switches that the clear button extensions press against. Reinstall the circuit board with the switches being oriented towards the button extensions. The display's ribbon cable has to be brought back up through the circuit board. Using a little small screwdriver will kind of help you get that cable ran back through that slot. The ribbon cable has to make a 90-degree bend in order for it to go into the connector. just gently bend that cable back and slowly push it into the connector. I used a little small screwdriver to kind of help me with it. And, just don't force it, and you'll see it slowly slide into the connector. Once the ribbon cable is all the way in the connector, go ahead and engage the two little clips on each end of the connector. And I was able to do that just with my fingers. Just push them in, and it'll lock the cable into the connector. Install the 3 screws that hold the circuit board in place. Turn the gauge over and remove the protective film that's on the display. Now you can reinstall the face. Just gently press it down in place. The adhesive that's on it will re-stick to it. Just be careful to wipe off your fingerprints if there's any on there before you put the lens on. Now you can reinstall the needle. On this particular gauge, the needle will only go on in one position, so you don't have to worry about it being off. I did read online in some places on maybe different types of gauges that the needle can be pressed onto the shaft in any position and could lead to it being reading wrong. And in that case, they recommend you leaving the lens off, wiring up the gauge, and testing it and making sure that the needle's reading in the proper spot. The lens will go on next. Gently press on the edges of the lens all the way around to fully seat it into place. After cleaning the lens, you can reinstall the trim ring by gently applying pressure to the edges of the ring. Turn the gauge over and reinstall the rear cover. Be careful on the prongs that come up through for the connector and make sure they don't get damaged when putting the cover back on. Once the cover is seated in place, go ahead and install the 3 screws that hold it in place. Now the gauge is finished, it's ready to be put back in the boat for testing. Putting the gauge back in is pretty much just do everything in reverse order. Now on this one, there's nothing that clocks it, so you have to get it oriented in the right position right here. All right, and once you get it where you want it at, just make sure it's tightened on down, and just plug the harness back in. See if I can get it here with one hand. All right. Now let's see if we are successful here. All right. So it's like it's working. Everything looks good. Fairly simple fix. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I'd say the whole process took less than an hour, so really not that big of a deal. If I knew it was going to be that easy, I'd have done it sooner. But hopefully watching this will help you get yours fixed too. So until next time, have a good one.